we'll get Darren to talk.
Let's go.
Hello. I know. It's yes.
That's a very fun intro.
Yeah, it caught me off guard actually.
Sorry. I just like the music, and then it was finding the music to go with the video.
Yeah.
That's a hard bit. It's all right making a video, but if you can't find music that goes with it, you're gonna.
Yeah. No, I don't. I was bopping to Titanium before we came on air anyway, so.
Oh, that's all right. Well, I listen to the isochronic tones. It's a guy called, I'll tell you all again. His name is something Lewis. Jason Lewis. Just type in Jason Lewis and it'll come up. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put his link up in the chat now.
Oh, that'll be cool. Good evening, everybody.
Evening.
Hello. Yes, we are here.
Sorry, we were just chatting backstage and it's like, we should be saving this for the show.
There we go. So anyone wants to listen to any isochronic or binaural beats that help you focus, help you get in the zone or work or chill, it does anything and everything. So it is so good. I mean, like really good.
And it's a healing frequency as well. So, you know, it resonates with you. It opens up the chakras, the energy centers, you know, everything like that.
Well, it does. There's all different ones, so you can listen to different types. So depending what I'm doing, it's usually just sat here and doing nothing. But welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. So Fridays, I know it said it's going to start in January, but Fridays have already started. Fridays are going to be very much like this. Fridays is going to be the guest day, but we're going to do other stuff as well. We're going to intermingle it with everything else we've got going on. On Wednesday, that will not be starting proper till January because we have got guests up until the middle of December. We do have one guest in January, but I'm going to see if she can switch it round. But yeah, that's it. That's all I've got. So our guest today is Miles Ellis, one of the guys that we met up in Rendlesham. Was it 2 months ago now?
Yeah,
it's about that, wasn't it?
It wasn't the night walk.
Yeah, we did a night walk. So there's myself, Tim Smith, Simon Bright, one of Simon's kids, yourself, Mike Millward, Mike's dog, Barney. Never remember. One of the two anyway, and Og, Elaine. It was a good night, and that was the day that I realised I cannot do a Bigfoot impression. But anyway,
so you got Ryan's
tempted.
I attempted it. But to be fair, out of the 7 of us, I was the only one who attempted it. Even Barney, Bailey, I don't know the dog. We're gonna call him Fred. Even Fred, who had different vocal cords, was probably, if anyone's going to do an impression, it was going to be the dog. But even he didn't attempt it, so I was quite disappointed.
I think when you did that, because I was not going to attempt to do a Bigfoot thing, you're horribly wrong, and it probably just sounds like someone is attempting to do a cool but fail at the same time. When you did it right around, was it 5? I can't remember how long it was, but we did hear a very distant reply. But that was the only reply we heard. What I could hear.
But at that point as well, though, was it me, you and Tim? We could see the lights in the trees across the field. Remember the white lights that were going in and out the trees?
Yeah.
That was.
Tell me more.
So we got to this point, and I think we weren't that deep into the forest, but the path was now sand. It wasn't soil, it wasn't dirt, it wasn't gravel. It's like walking on the beach. And there was a night jay flying about. I thought it was a bat at first, because it was like, this was like about 10, half 10 ish. It's quite late. And it's just, we must have been near its nest, because it kept flying kind of at us, but then moving away like last second. So we're looking, and it was, how far do you reckon we were away from them trees?
What, the trees on
So there was on the path, we had the trees behind us. And
those trees. So I thought you meant the trees in front of us. I was like, they're a good feet or so. I mean, we were quite far back from them. We were like not on the path, but quite close to the shrubland.
Yeah, so it took us about a minute and a half to walk over, I reckon. So, but we'd just seen this white light, and I thought, Simon had said, and you'd said as well, about the campsite. So I thought, oh, it's someone on the campsite with a torch. But then they're like, no, that's that way. So say we're looking north, it was west. I can never work out my directions. It wasn't even in the same direction. And it wasn't like someone was shining it from there over, because there's no beam of light. It was just like a solid, just a solid light.
I think it was me, and I've got the lady's name totally gone out my head, who was there with us. Me and Elaine were putting our intentions out and calling for any like ETs and that to interact. And I think when we were leaving that site, we saw, it looked like a shooting star, and it kind of stopped. It slowed down and just sped off. And I went, holy smokes. Because it kind of ping pong, it went banging up. And I went, well, for me trying to do that, and it stopped. And then it just sped up again. And I was like, no, that's not a meteorite. It was very quick. And I was like, I can't get through because mine's a phone. And also I haven't got my camera with me. It would take a photo. But I was like, that was amazing.
Because we was watching, we could see all the satellites going over.
Yeah.
And then someone managed to get a signal on their phone, because it was near where the houses start. And they were saying that the satellites go east to west just constantly. They go in the same direction, so they don't collide. So we could see this. It weren't Starlink. It was just like one every 30 seconds, a minute. It wasn't. It was a random time between each one. And then
Starlink satellites, though. Sorry, when after they've been in orbit for a long time, they do space out. So it could have been a Starlink. But they're just, because I've seen that before, and I've been like, and then I looked it up, I was like,
well, the one that Miles is on about, so we could see him going over. Then there's another one coming this way, and it's like, they're going to collide.
Yeah.
And he's getting closer, and then one of them just like, this one kept going, this one just went, waited for it to pass, then carried on.
Yeah.
Which
I don't think the satellites have that type of control.
No, they don't. I saw something like that over Somerset a couple of years ago, witnessed as well with someone. But it kind of like went, wee, sort of thing. Yeah. Dodged each other.
Yeah.
I've kind of waited it to happen again. I was like, give me some more. This is really interesting.
Yeah. But then we thought we got something, so I had my laser pointer and I'm flashing it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's flashing back. I'm like, oh my God. What are the chances of this? Me flashing it and it hitting the telephone wire. Every single time I flashed it, it hit this wire. There's only was it 3 wires? There's like a telegraph pole and then 3 wires going like to the 3 houses that were there. And it was like, we couldn't see the wires, we couldn't even see the pole. So the chances of hitting that was
really dark. We could see the sky, but you couldn't really see the trees. You could see the outlines, but you couldn't really see the poles. And what was it? That guy was with us. He was further ahead of us, and he was watching the Big Dipper. And he said, "Hold on a minute, Big Dippers don't have an extra point to it." And he said what he saw. He was watching it, and then all of a sudden, it kind of just this end bit of the dipper just went out. And he went, "I'm pretty sure Big Dippers don't have an extra thing to it." And I went, "No, they don't."
It has the 4 stars for the base, like the rhombus or whatever it's called. Then it has the ones that come round like that.
Yeah.
So like giant JCB. That's what it reminds me of. Do with the arm with the shovel on the end. But it had an extra star that was just sat there. And then it just gone.
That before so many times you think you're looking at a star and it's stationary, and then all of a sudden it just goes poof, and you're like, oh, okay, maybe not.
Then you get annoyed. It's just like, oh, for God's sake, could have took a photo. But then it's like, well, you didn't really know it was gonna be there.
Yeah.
So I had one this week, and I was on the phone to a friend of mine, and I was sat on my front porch, as I do quite often, in the garden. And there was this beam of light, and it was white at first, and it kept going across the sky like that. And I was like, oh, there must be some sort of laser thing. But it was nowhere near the seafront, which is where normally this sort of stuff happens down here. And I was talking to my friend, and this thing's going across, and then it starts changing colour. And it literally goes through all the colours of the rainbow, and then I'm like, I'm describing what I'm saying. I'm like, oh, there must be some sort of show on. And then all of a sudden, poof. Gone, just as I'm like going to go with my phone. Just went, and I googled, I looked on Facebook, I looked everywhere, is there a local, something going on at the football ground, even though that was in the wrong direction as well, or do you know what I mean, is some sort of party at a hotel or a wedding or something. Nothing was using that kind of lighting system. And I stayed out there because I was on the phone for a while. I chat for ages. I stayed out there for a good hour talking to my friend, and it didn't come back, and I didn't see it again, and I haven't seen it again. So what the hell?
Yeah, it's really annoying. I think I saw, the first time I've lived in this village, I've probably the first time I actually saw something, and we was looking at these two, it was almost like flares, but then later found out they were doing like a wedding display. So we were watching that, and we were chasing it, because at the time we didn't know what it was. And on our right-hand side, in the sky, this really fast object. It went from green to red to green again to blue, and it just disappeared. And I was like, no way that is a drone, because a drone could not go at that speed.
No.
And then disappear. And you could catch up with it. And I went, my dad, because Dad's just a skeptic, he went, that's a UFO. And I was more shocked the fact that he said that, because he didn't say that. And I was like, yeah, it was, wasn't it?
It is, though. I mean, it takes you by surprise sometimes, because, you do put them down to mundane things sometimes. And then you think afterwards, oh, why didn't I photograph that? Why didn't I film that? But the fact that you've observed it, and the fact that you've seen it, and, if you've seen it with witnesses as well, even better, because it validates the experience. But, it's becoming more common now, I think. And, UFO appearances. I mean, you've got all this drone or UFO activity going over Denmark at the moment with the military bases and the airports and things like that. So it is, I don't know, it just seems to be ramping up. I don't know if it's cyclical or what, but some years seem more active than others, I think.
Well, I think, wasn't it, when I was doing a bit of remote viewing, I think we as a society are getting closer to disclosure. And these things have got to do with disclosures. As we're getting closer to disclosure, more things are going to start coming out.
But do you think we're going to get disclosure? I think we are the disclosure. What we do.
Yeah.
Whether it's us doing podcasts or just being out there witnessing it and documenting whatever it is that's been seen. Even if you don't share it, for me, they're never going to come out and go, well, we've known about this for so long, because no one trusts the government as it is. We are. So I'm just going to put it out, but they don't, because they just, well, you know what they are. And it's like, well, we know you're full of crap, so we
legal mafia.
Yeah, we're not gonna. Trying to think of a clean phrase.
We're not going to trust.
Whatever the government are going to say about it, it's either going to be, yeah, we know, or yeah, right, whatever. It's going to be one of the two. There's no middle ground, I don't think, for this anymore.
I mean, when I was looking at disclosure, I was looking at how it came to me is that people on Earth, their consciousnesses begin to shift. I mean, begin to kind of move in vibrations. And they're talking about we begin to move into like to 4D dimension, and that's what they're really saying is about disclosure, is that when we move, we begin to, our vibrations here, but our vibrations going to shift. So all this kind of activity is either people subconsciously are asking for, like, you know, having experiences, but also kind of like, it's almost like, well, you begin to wake up now, so actually we can kind of give you some activity. But when I was feeling that and asking, the biggest thing I got is that on planet Earth, where our consciousness begin to shift and we begin to wake up. And they say, you know, like 2 years is going to be a big thing, because we're going to start shifting our vibration and we'll be able to kind of see things more.
Yeah. But yeah, like you just said, I think that's going to be the disclosure. Let the people do it, because I think they know that they're not trusted. So people trust each other, like with the communities and the groups and everything that's going on, like with the conferences and all that kind of, because it's like-minded people going to these things. Not everyone's going to agree on everything. The stuff that people talk about are like, really? Is it really that? Do you know what I mean? But people probably think that about what I've said and what I've seen. I'm not doing it to try and prove to anyone that any of this exists. I'm just putting it out there to say, look, that's what happened. That's it. I can't tell you anything more than what I've seen with my own eyes.
It encourages people to come out with their own experiences as well, because I think there's still a little bit of a shame element to it when it comes to seeing the paranormal, high strangeness and stuff like that. You know, there's the mockery. So I think with us having our experiences and sharing them and encouraging people to watch CE5 and go out and have their own experiences, it also lets people that have been holding on to things for so many years to actually come out and say, well, no, this happened to me, I experienced this, and it's being received in a safe way where they're not feeling mocked, they're not feeling you know, like they're crazy, or, you know, oh, don't be stupid, UFOs, what are you on about? Do you know what I mean? It's a safe place for them to share.
So this question to both of you now, how do you both feel when you talk about UFOs to people who are not on the same level as us?
So when I talk to people, I normally I don't go UFO, because when you say UFO, people kind of go, oh, you're one of those night people.
Yeah.
I kind of go, explain phenomena, and then when you say that, it's like, oh, okay, it's more reasonable with people who are like atheists. But if you kind of go, oh, I saw a UFO, they kind of like look at you like, yeah, you're just crazy.
Yeah. Abby?
Me, I'm kind of used to talking about it. I mean, I used to hate it when people used to say, "Oh, she can do," I didn't even know what the term CE5 was back then, but it used to really annoy me when people used to say that, because it was just like, well, no, it's not a party trick. It's like,
anyone can do it.
Anyone can do it. That's the thing. But no, I mean, I don't know. I mean, most of my circle are into the same things anyway. So I've got no problem talking about it. And if I come across someone that it's not really their thing, then we talk about something else.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But it's like I hate the term paranormal investigator.
You see, I prefer that term. I hate ghost hunter.
Oh, I hate ghost hunter, and I've never liked the word paranormal, because straight away people think ghost spirits. That's it. They don't look at the broader picture. So it is investigator of the unknown, because I think that's more a wider spectrum to what you actually do. Because it's like, so what do you do when you go ghost hunting? Do you look for UFOs as well? I'm like. Well, no, because I don't go ghosting. I go out and I look for whatever is going on in the area, whether it's spirits, ghosts, cryptids, UFOs, mermaids, but we'll get to that in a minute. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't go, even if I go to the cemetery, I'm not going there thinking, right, I'm going looking for ghosts and spirits. I go and I'm looking up at the sky as well. I'm looking at every different concept of every possibility of what can happen when you're there. Portals, interdimensional stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, you're not looking, you're feeling. You're feeling out.
You're not. You're right. You're not looking. You're feeling the vibe of what energy is going on at the time, regardless of what it is that's been you told it happens there. Shall we say?
Yeah, it's very interesting, because when I looked at the sky and said, right, I'm not going to ask nothing. I'm just going to look at sky and see what happens. Nothing really happened. And then when I then started asking, doesn't happen straight away. No, people, I have it straight away. No, it doesn't. You can it's quite slow, and then all of a sudden you get something that'll flick, or it'll make a very dramatic turn. And so I was like, oh. Since I was like, when you when you ask that question in your mind and you put that kind of energy out there, then you start to have interactions. Because I've noticed if I don't put that out there, nothing really happens. So I did a bit of studying where I was like, if I said nothing, what would actually happen? But nothing really happened, and that was very interesting. I think what else I did was, I don't know if you know, like Mount Chester, because in Mount Chester is really famous for high strangeness.
Yeah.
Where's that?
It's in America, so it's a mountain, and it's known for...
Oh, yes. That's the one where Chi will know this. Is it not Mount Shasta? Mount Shasta. That's the one. Right, that's right. Have a look into it about Robot Grandma. I'm sure it's the same place. If Jane or Geralt are still in the chat, they know this like the back of their hand. Yeah? There's a thing called Robot Grandma. I'm sure it was there. And it was like this kid was doing whatever, like walking about, and this, what looked like their grandma came up, but was very robotic. And it asked this kid, I'm just going to say it as it is, to do a poo in a tissue. This is what I've been told. I have no idea. I wasn't there. It wasn't me. I wasn't the grandma nor the child. I've never been to that part of America.
That's crossing into some weird territory.
But there was other stuff, but obviously the most obscure ones you remember. Because of what it is. So you've got, it's like Skinwalker, but on another level.
It's a mimic.
I mean, when I remote food the mountain, what was very interesting was when I went there, I went underground, which I was not expecting to go underground. Went underground and immediately think I saw a being who looked human-like, but if you saw it, you'd be like, yeah, that's taller than a human. I can't remember what their names. I can't remember the species names, but they're like human-like, quite tall. Something about when people see them, it's something about the frequency what that person's on, because they're quite high frequency. So when you kind of see in that bright light, it's because the frequency is quite high, and I kind of got the feeling they have to lower the frequency to kind of see their form, because some species live in 4D and they have to kind of, when they come in, have to kind of adjust the frequency. But when I went down there, the first word they kind of said, oh yeah, it's a spaceport down there. And it's literally, Mount Shasta is literally a spaceport. And what I kind of got was that they don't like people going up the mountain. So there's kind of this field, and where they describe it is that if you go through it, you can't see the other side. It's like a time delay field.
Yes. Yeah. I've heard about that.
Up there because too many people were getting closer to the entrance, and they didn't want people in their city, not city, but in their spaceports. They put that up, and they did say they had to kind of go. The way it was put to me, another person is trapped, so they kind of take people out, and then they kind of put you somewhere else obviously in the woods somewhere. What I kind of got is it's not always where you go, so it can be like a mile away. That's how people get lost. It's like one of the reasons why people get lost. But they said, it's a spaceport, because that's why there's quite a lot of activity.
Yeah, I knew someone who was going to do a documentary about all that and the strangeness that goes on there. But do you think, do they get like missing 411 up there, do you think, because of this?
Reckon so.
Well, you have, when I looked, there's also got ET activity, you've also got government activity. I think one lady she went missing, she went for a walk and she didn't come back. And immediate feeling I got was not ET. This felt government, but this felt covertly, like she was taken into a program. That's what the feeling I got. She was taken into a program, and what I heard is that she's still in the program. So they kind of took her, put her into the program, and then basically no one heard about her, because the feeling it got was it's a highly classified program, and they're not going to tell you they've taken people. It's just like, we took her in the program. There was some sort of, what I kind of got with that was they had some sort of interest in her. Something was interesting. That's why they kind of took her. So it was not, and I know those people have said it's ET. It's like, it's not ET. Another remote theory I knew looked at it and said, yeah, you're absolutely right. It's not ETs. It's actually government. But
do you think, with you saying that, and we was talking about frequencies and everything, do you think then that they can detect what frequency we're resonating at that moment, and that's why certain people are taken for, I'm going to use the word experiments, other people might be taken to do work down there, in there? Or
you've got to think about, like, you've got
could we be food
generally around the whole planet, and you've got military operations which they have underground. And also we do have craft which general society, if you saw it like it was a UFO, it's like, no, it's a man-made craft, which we have first, and we had we engineered, but we didn't engineer by ourselves. And the way I kind of got it when I was reviewing is that they take people who can like remote view, but who's got that kind of like what we call like a medium and a psychic kind of thing. They take people and they basically, this sounds quite horrible, they basically use them to kind of communicate or to get a craft affected in, and then they shoot it down. And then when they shoot it down, they then use technology to first engineer. But it's almost like they get people to hijack it, because I know it's if you get further on there, you can consciously interact with the beings.
Yeah, you can.
That's what they're doing. They're getting them in, and they're shooting down a very high, powerful laser gun, and it just drops them from the floor. And then they take them, and what I kind of got is they have a lot of people who they just take from society, input into these programs. You get paid, either you get bribed or you get paid into them. Once you're in there, you can't get out. You're in there for life. And if you try to get out, they then try to either pay back in or kind of force you back in. And it's all because they want this kind of they want the technology.
Yeah.
So they don't want control.
They don't want to. They don't want to share it, and they
do interact. They do mess around, like C5 contacts, or people do.
Yeah.
They interfere in that because they don't want it to come out. Because if the truth comes out, and then further because of the truth, what they're doing is going to come out as well.
Mm.
That's it.
Interfere.
Knowledge is power. So if everyone was to come out and tell everyone, they've not got any hold over the people that they were taking, and it's like, all right, well, we'll just.
Because C5 is an energetic thing; it's a frequency thing. You're putting you're raising your vibration, and you're putting out from here. Basically, it is from here that you're putting out to call them in. So the intent behind it has to be pure. So how are they getting them to come in? Because surely that intent would shine through on its frequency.
Unless they're using people to do it for them. Maybe
I know, but they know they're going to be like, it's the modern day like wreckers, isn't it, on the shore with the lantern?
Unless clones.
It's still intent. It's still energy.
It could be AI.
So what I'm getting is
I don't know.
There is the people who are the ones, they're not doing all their free will. They're either getting drugged, or there is some sort of there's technology what can mimic that.
Yeah.
They do use. So they kind of and also there's a lot of manipulation with the people who they have. And obviously, because when you're stuck in that kind of, what I'm getting at, when you're stuck in that where you can't leave, you kind of are forced to kind of do what they do. And if it's not ethical, what can you do? Because if you argue and say, I'm going to walk out, they just kind of throw it back in, or you get being charged with something.
But then you need to look at how many people they've got. Have they got a lot? Have they got a handful? Is it hundreds of thousands? Can you count on one hand how many people they take? Maybe it's not just humans. It might be other human-like entities down there.
But they do work with one race. They do work with like the Dracos, which are the lizards, which they're not nice. They are the ones who kind of like to be worshipped as gods. So they're not kind of a nice, and they basically they're manipulative, but really, you're doing their agenda. They're not here for the good of the planet. There's like, we're here for our agenda. We don't care what you're doing over there. We're here for our agenda.
Yeah.
And that's what they are. If you ever meet one, they're quite arrogant. The energetic field they give is quite arrogantly.
Yeah, but are they like that just to, like, I suppose, prove themselves, to say, you're not going to get past me? This is like a solid structure, a solid wall, and that's it. Otherwise, because if they show any weakness, if you can remote view, first, if you have the ability, I know we all have the ability to remote view, but if you are doing it on a regular basis, it's like walking down the street, isn't it? You can just pretty much switch it on. So that if they have got the understanding that you have the, I'm going to use the word ability again, you have the ability to do it, then if they show any weakness, then there'll be a possibility that you can get through that and get past what they're trying to do.
I have read what their agenda is. However, you've got to be quite careful with the Dracos because they do follow you back. And there have been instances where they have sonically attacked you. And there's been instances where people have woken up with blood, really bad headaches. And that was then later found out that they came back energetically. So they're very much aware of people who emote with you. They're not, they know you're there and they look at you. Because when I did it first, because normally you emote for you, people don't really look at you. And this is when I was motivating it, like this, the way I could describe it, this Draco it was talking to two military people about something, some sort of craft, something else. And he just turned and looked at me. And the really interesting thing was, as he looked at me, kind of got them feeling that the other two military people knew that there was someone in who was remote viewing. And they shut me. They kind of, the feeling I got was like, you're not meant to be here, get out. And it's very interesting because if the Draco didn't told them that I was here, they wouldn't have known. The fact is, he saw me, he then told them. And then they kind of stopped and tried to get me out by, there's some technology that can do that, but trying to get me out so I was like, I'm going to leave. I'm not going to stay in there. But it was very interesting how they knew I was there. And that's the first time I've actually had where someone's actually like physically saw me and had like a full awareness that I was there and then told other people down there.
But do you know, so that feeling, it's all right. So that when you get the message to you shouldn't be there, you need to get out. I've had that in dreams, but I've also had it when I've gone out investigating, and it's the same feeling. It's like, right, it's time to leave now. I need to go.
Yeah.
And you get that, like you said, you get it there, like your solar plexus. Yeah. And it's just once I get that and get that feeling, it's not in my head. I don't. It's that's what I mean. So it's like, people call it mind speak, but it's not. I've been thinking about it. It's not actual mind speak because I'm not getting the message in my head. I'm getting it everywhere else. But
it's a feeling.
Yeah. But I know that's my warning, and if I don't go, then warnings are not going to get any better.
Yeah, you know it's time to leave by that point. Speaking of which, come on, mate.
I have known people who've looked into, that Antarctica with the circle in Antarctica, what people looked in that underground base.
Yeah.
I haven't looked into it because loads of people looked into it, and it's like, what's the point of me looking into it? Because loads of remote viewers looked into it. I'm just going to get exactly the same thing what they've got. So I think one remote viewer looked in, and what she said was, they have people there who remote view, who basically they wander the corridors, and they basically what they are is to make sure that no one else is remote viewing, and they basically chase you out. But she left and came back in. When you remote view, like a cord what goes back to your physical body.
Yeah.
And she chased.
Yeah, silver cord.
Yeah, silver cord. She then followed it. I've done that twice. She then watched it, and it was literally two military people sitting in the room, saying what I would do, not talking, and the cord were in there, and he was patrolling the air because he knew she was back. And they said, like, they do that in certain bases. They have people here who are literally remote viewing, who are making sure no one else is remote viewing, which was quite interesting, which does explain a lot of things when I've remote viewed. And I'm like, yeah, you're remote viewing as well, because you're aware when other people are doing it.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you're remote viewing.
Yeah. So you can feel it in your end. You can feel yourself being watched.
Yeah, that's
Who's it? Bugger off! Come on.
That's because someone else is remote viewing you and watching you. And when I go and investigate, especially in some military bases, I then turns out, it's someone who's working at the military. He doesn't want me there. Because they know if they can have that conversation with you, but also stop you looking in.
So what do you think? So shadow people, do you think they could be the remote viewer blockers?
I haven't come across them. I've heard of them. I haven't looked into them. I know the Men in Black are that's a government. That's a branch of the government who are the Men in Black. But also you've got hybrid ETs, who are also a bit like the Men in Black.
But you've got what they call the Watchers as well.
Yeah.
So these are watching what we're doing and making sure we don't get too involved in what they're trying to do.
And you often find as well, as you're saying, do they pick up on frequency when you're doing like CE5 stuff and stuff like that? You get helicopters and stuff like that just turn up, even if there's no UFO activity, or you can feel them about, but they're not showing. But then you get a lot of helicopter activity. So I do think they can pick up on it. I think they've got something that can pick up on the frequency that we're putting out there.
Yeah. Well, have you heard about the cloudbusters?
Orgon energy.
So, apparently, not every person, but there's loads of people. They're easy enough to make once you've got the stuff you need. It's not rocket science, but apparently once you start using it, within like 5-10 minutes, you're gonna get aircraft coming over to see what you're doing. Yeah.
Wilhelm Reich, and look what they did to him, the FDA. I mean, do you know what I mean? But even when he was using them back then, he was getting UFO interaction from using the cloudbusters and what was it, the orgon chamber that he was using to treat cancer and things like that. And the FDA just came and shut him down and took all his research.
They've done that with, wasn't it? Someone made a car. This is going back years ago. Car with water.
Yeah.
And it was like, really good thing. And then that got taken away.
Yeah, Shell bought the patent to it, funnily enough.
Yeah, took it away. And I was like, well, if that came out, that would have been a really good thing. But it was taken under some sort of national security thing. And I'm like, why? I do think they use it as an excuse sometimes. It's just like, why is it under this national security thing?
Well, they do. It's like they give us all this climate change stuff and say we've got to have like 15-minute cities and blah, 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 blah. But the technology is there to actually have clean energy. I mean, you look at Tesla, and that was based off ancients. Yep. So it's just like, okay, so instead of like EVs that just keep blowing up on the motorway and shutting the M5 down 3 times a week, which has happened down here like three or 4 times over the past few weeks, and the destruction and all the chemicals and solar panels that are not really that effective, why aren't we tapping into the Earth's energy?
Because
it's free.
They probably are, because they're underground. But I was watching something the other day, and there's a guy, and he proper went off on one about carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide. I always get the two mixed up. He's saying like all the studies and research and data that's gone into it, 0.004 of humans are producing carbon dioxide. Yeah. But then when they looked into it, it's only 7% of that 0.004 that we are actually creating. So they're saying about
0.042, the Earth dies, because we're a carbon-based life form.
Well, and this is what this guy was arguing. He's like, all this climate change, it's nothing to do with what we're doing. It's the cycle of Earth. Yeah. And even Trump is getting on the back of that now. He's like, you are all talking out your backside. And this is why he won't, or why he didn't go to that the last summit or whatever it was. He basically refused because it was just a load of nonsense.
Is that the one where they cut down a big swathe of the Amazon rainforest so they could get in to actually do the summit?
Oh, it's probably, yeah. And then they're all flying in on private jets.
On private jets, and they can cut down a great swathe of the rainforest.
But this guy was kicking off, and he was giving them all the data and everything, and everyone just went, phew. Everyone just shut up. No one had an argument for it. He was just proving every single one of them wrong.
But it is kind of, it's like, you know, the reason probably it's not coming out, and probably that's what I'm kind of getting, is that, you know, you've got gas companies, you've got electric companies, and if free energy came out, they're going to be the first people who's going to suffer, because they only care about money. And if it comes out, they don't want it to come out because they lose all their profits. But it's like, you know, wasn't it? I was looking at someone tried to bend a solar panel, make it much thicker so it can get more light in, and that was stopped. Some sort of national security reason he couldn't do it. And it was like he was making it much better. It was going to get like 99% sunlight, and it got stopped because of national security law. And that's like, this is crazy.
It makes you think, doesn't it? It's more about control and profit and population control than it is about anything else.
But if you think about it, and I only thought about it this year, electricity. You don't actually use electricity. Electric is produced. You're not digging up like fossil fuels to use it. Electricity is there. It's being produced. It's going round in a circle. So you're paying for something that is constantly there. You don't actually physically use electric. Like you get a gas bottle for one of those caravan heaters. You're using that gas. Once it's burnt up, it's gone, and then you got to get it refilled. Electric is on a cycle of constantly being produced. It's always there. It's not. They're not having to mine it or anything like that.
Well, they need fuels to do the turbines, don't they, to generate the electricity because of the way the grid's set up.
But you've got water power, you've got solar power, you've got a giant hamster wheel. There's loads of different... But it is so. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. There's so many different ways to generate electricity. You don't need...
And wasn't it Tesla?
The way they're doing it.
Tesla, wasn't he? Was tapping into the free energy, and that he proved that we could do it, but then all of his research gone.
Yes, well, JP Morgan pulled the plug on him because, like, you know, he was heavily into oil, so it's just like, no, free energy for you. We're going to lose our profits.
But this is where it comes back down to Trump, because when Trump's dad or Trump's uncle that was part of this FBI or CIA that went in and took the documents of all of Tesla's stuff. He was staying at a hotel in New York. That's where he was living, and they went in and took all the cases and folders and files and everything, and then they was never seen again.
Yeah.
But then
there's that book, Baron Trump.
Well, there's a story about him being a time traveler.
Yeah.
And if you look at Baron Trump now, he's 19 years old. He looks like he's 45. 6'7", and you just watch him in videos. His persona, how he conducts himself in front of people. Yeah, I know his dad's the president and multi-billionaire entrepreneur, but just the way that he is, there's more to that than what we're being told.
We shall find out one day. We shall find out.
So
what is it like to Ellis? What is it, Miles? What is it like to remote view? So is it something anyone can get into? And what would you recommend for people who would actually want to get into this? I mean, I use the Gateway program and the HemiSync, but what technique would you recommend, or what would you say to people who want to get into remote viewing?
When I didn't know how to do remote viewing. It's only when I did my Reiki enduement, I then found remote viewing. So I was doing Reiki enduement, and then when I did that, obviously you're more aware when you do when you do Reiki attunement, you're more open, and that's when I kind of started doing remote viewing. And obviously there's two parts. There's, as I said, there's remote viewing where you get coordinates, and there's another remote viewing where you feel, and then you get drawn to something, and then you go and look at it. So that's how I kind of got into remote viewing, is that when I did my Reiki, I then started doing it, and basically from there I just went further and further and further. It's probably, I mean, everyone can do it. It's just, you need to have time, and the biggest thing is to kind of kick your ego out, because I've noticed that when you remote viewing, your ego kind of kicks in, and it's like, I know, because that your ego kicks in and tries to rationalize every single thing, but it's like you need to put that to one side. And especially when you're remote viewing, you are heavily relying on your feelings, like what you're feeling, what the texture is. You write it down, even little things, or like something will pop into your head, and that thing will pop in your head is actually probably the target you're looking at, or an answer to a question which you're going to ask. And so really and truly, have someone who knows what they're doing, who can guide you.
Yeah.
Because obviously when you do these things on videos you see on YouTube, they don't really help you. So you have someone who is going to be there, who has done remote viewing before, knows what they're doing, and also can keep you on track, so you're not kind of floating away. So yeah, really have a teacher who can teach you this and do it that way. Have someone teaching you is my advice.
So where do you do your remote viewing? Have you ever gone into Rendlesham and done it like on location?
I remote view it off-site and look through the forest and done it that way. I have done it in the forest. However, when you're in forest and you're walking and you're remote viewing, I have to sit down, because it's like you've got people coming up to you and asking questions, and you're like, well, I'm over here remote viewing something. And it's quite disorientating, because it's like you have a conversation physically, but then you're trying to get information what you're viewing, and it's like, I really need to kind of, sit down somewhere no one else is asking me questions, so I can actually go in and remote view. I think the first time when I remote viewed Rendlesham was, because everybody knows Rendlesham Forest, about the big UFO incident, what happened there. Yeah. So it's like, I'm going to remote view and see what was massive, Rendlesham Forest thing is all about. And what was very interesting was when you remote view, obviously the first thing I saw was the craft, and I was like, whoa. And you see, I remember feeling it like glass, and I was like, that's a really weird feeling. Like a weird feeling to feel. Because when you remote view, you feel stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, how am I going to explain this to people? Because it's like almost like a glass thing, but very smooth feeling. When inside, and the feeling I got from the craft was very much like a drone. So the only way I could say it was like a drone. There was no ETs inside, no actual impressions of ET. Because when you do make view craft, you get the impressions, you feel the energy, and you know when they're there. It's the way I could describe it. You just know. There was no consciousness there. I mean, there's consciousness of the craft. Don't get me wrong. There's consciousness in the craft, but no consciousness of actual ET presence. Yeah. And what I got was the craft was remote operated. So it was like a drone. It kind of came here. It was on a mission. It was tasked to find new life. And it had pods. I remember the pods, like it's triangle, and it had pods. And it had some sort of liquid in it. And the way I kind of got it was that is some sort of life form consciousness inside. And it was here to kind of I say the word it's scout to
Yeah.
find. And what was interesting when I first did it is that there's no controls. The way they said is either consciously you're controlling it, or you're putting hands on it and you're controlling it consciously as well. But the craft was alive. Don't get it wrong, it was alive.
Yeah, it's like a sentient.
Yeah.
It was sentient being.
Yeah. It's like the balls of light. That's what I think they are. They are sentient craft.
And it had the way it was put to me was that it had its consciousness put into it.
Yeah.
When it was made, it didn't have consciousness to it, but it was like the consciousness was put into the craft. And what was interesting is with the lights, what other people saw, it was separate. It had nothing to do with the lights. It was on its own mission, what it was tasked to do, and really it wasn't nothing to do what the balls of what people saw, Colonel Holt saw it, had nothing to do with that. It was on its own separate, isolated little thing. And that's what, when I looked into it, that's what I kind of got. And I was like, and the first thing that came back to my head is like, don't always believe the stories which have been told with the forest. What you feel and see, what you feel and see happened. Because I was like, okay. But this was very interesting. This was actually coming from the consciousness of the craft. Like I was having a direct communication with it.
Yeah.
You might think you can go in the past and the future.
Yeah.
And not go back to the past. And having an actual physical conversation with it, and it was telling me why I was here, and it said I'm now leaving because this planet's not suitable, but it said I'm a drone and my makers are off planet, and it showed me the images of where it came from, its home planet. And I think it also said when he got that download information, it kind of said the way that it was given to me, which does fill in the gaps, it was trying to pinpoint famous locations. Like it was talking about where you had that, wasn't that island what came back from, and they decoded the manuscript. And I think what the person it was trying to do was give information. Like there was some sort of knowledge transfer when you touch that. Well, that was quite present, but that left. So that and then next time I looked into it, I looked into what was Colonel Hawk seeing, and that was totally different, not the same species. That kind of felt controlled. That kind of felt they were here to find something. They were here to find something, and they were repeating it over and over again. They're here to find something. And they were, what I got was they were shutting down nukes.
Yeah.
And their intention, what I got was, we need to kind of stop this imminent threat because they don't want the planet to go. They don't want to see us blow ourselves to pieces. Yeah. So we kind of came here to stop that, but also the thing I also got is that we do something else with the frequency, and they said they caused some sort of accident, and they're here to figure out why. First of all, why we do it, and firstly to kind of stop it. So their goals was, that was their kind of goal, not goal, mission.
They become ourselves.
Yeah. And they do, what I kind of got is they're quite a high vibrational being, so they can go between 3D, 4D, 5D, and even 7D. So you could hear them walking around, but it's the different dimensions. And if you're at that right frequency, you can see them. Yeah. If you're not, if you're low frequency, you can't look into really high vibration, because you can go fairly low vibrations and you can go really high up vibrations, And they did say, they said to me, like, you need to kind of raise your vibration, and then you can see more. And
well, you get what you put out, don't you? I mean, you live on some people. I mean, people always say with manifesting, and this is where your likes of Tony Robbins and all the rest of it get it wrong. You're not manifesting for stuff. You're doing it from your own alignment. If you're not aligned to your true self, you ain't manifesting jack. You got to sort in here before you can get out there.
It's the intent.
It's intent. And if you're coming from a low vibration, if you're coming from a place of lack, if you're coming from a place of deceit, anger, anything like that, you are not going to be able to manifest, because you are putting that energy out there. So that is the energy you are going to get back. It's you're going
to get like the Hat Man or the Devil or rakes and all the crappy stuff you don't really want.
All the crappy stuff you put out, you get back.
Exactly. But that goes for in life in general. Whatever you put out is called karma. Whatever you give, that's what you get back.
Oh, it's coming back tenfold.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
You
do someone dirty.
Just I'd.
Yeah.
I think when you do remote view, you do get things wrong. Let's be honest. I've got things wrong when I remote viewed. And then it's like, I come back and I go, you do realize you got that wrong. Your ego is stepping in.
Yes.
You need to take your ego, separate yourself from your ego and look at it again. And I look back into it again, and I was like, yeah, that was totally not. And it's my guide is, funny enough, I play Alien from the Pleiadian systems, and she just say, look, you're looking at it from the ego point of view, and you're trying to kind of rationalize what's going through. And it's like not the thing of like we're being dumb, but like the lack of like, if she explains something to me about chemics or like stuff like that, I'm not gonna have that like understanding, because some things we haven't discovered yet. So we do discover it further on when we go through, but the interesting
personal journey as well, isn't it? You know, unless you're ready for something, it's not going to come in, no matter how much you try and force it.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, what's very interesting, what she was saying, is that human beings we are psionic emerging species, which means that we can remote view, we can astro project. She says not a lot of species out there can do that. There are some species who don't have that psionic ability to do that.
Yeah.
So human beings, we're on this path now of going up the vibration and becoming more like a light being. She said that's inevitable, that's going to happen. But there is some force who is always kind of not stop it, but kind of slow it down. Slow down the process of us going. But she said we're getting there. She said, like, I think she said not next year, the year before, she said that's going to be a interesting year for planet Earth, because you're going to start seeing things which she said you're going to see things which people who haven't experienced it would scare you. But it says because we are just evolutionarily evolving, and it's all because we are moving up that vibration. And she said we'll be going into the 4D dimension and then into the 5D dimension, because when you go up in frequency, you can go up in dimension, because all the dimensions stack on each other. So you've got 3D, you've got 4D, 5D, 10D, and there's loads. So we'll be going up these dimensions and seeing things in these other dimensions, because there's beings who live in other dimensions who we can't see. Because we're not vibration, not on the same vibration, and we're not tuned into that dimension. But it's very interesting, as we go up, we get into those dimensions.
We can start to feel them. When we're attuning, when we're doing that energy work, when we're, as I say, we have to be aligned in ourselves, sort out the shadow self, ego, as you say. It's got to be a bit of an ego death, hasn't it? Because it does get in the way. Gets in the way
all the time.
in human life and in the spiritual sense, it's just like ego is the devil, basically.
Yes, pretty much. Right.
Pretty much.
Guys, are you okay for us to have a quick break?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that right? It's just that my back is killing me. I need to go on a little wander. So I'm just going to boot us off the screen and play some music. Is that right?
Are you going to play some What's It Beats that you're on about?
No, so this music is actually Darren's, so Baby with Laser. This is one that he wrote. It's called Blues for Johnny.
Oh, fantastic.
So I'm going to play that because I've not played it for quite a while.
How long have we got?
I think it's up to 5 minutes. I'm not going to play the full. It goes on and on and on. I'm messing, Darren. It goes on forever. So I've got about 3 minutes. So, yeah.
Get yourself some heat on it, Andy.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to boot us off. I'll see you guys. You can have a toilet break, cigarette break, lunch break, whatever you want to do. I don't know. Go and get abducted, but as long as you're back in 3 minutes, you'll be fine.
Yeah, if I get black bagged after this conversation, I'm blaming you guys.
Right. So see you back here in about 3 minutes' time. Yeah.
Cool.
Right. See
you then.
Super Chat and Super Stickers are now active. We'll be right back after this intermission. This episode will also be available as audio wherever you listen to your podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, etc., as well as being available on Audible. Hello, and welcome to Alienate UK. Super Chat and Super Stickers are now active.
Hello, and we are back. I'm just making sure everyone was sat down and ready to go.
Yeah, sorry, I was just checking my WhatsApp.
It's fine. So, oh, sorry, I just needed to stretch me back. It's killing me.
You're
today.
right.
Yeah, I am now. I can't get the seat in the right position, so I've just got to get up and walk about every so often.
Mm.
But I just wanted to go back on what Miles was saying before about the UFOs being sentient and like organic. So when I've ever had an encounter with one, I've never felt the presence of any being inside it. It's like the one where it's just a metal ball in the sky.
Mm.
I felt like that was watching me. And this happened over a 2-day period. I then didn't go out in the garden for the rest of the week because it kind of messed me up a little bit.
Yeah.
But it felt like it was what out of all the hundreds of thousands of people that were about, it was watching me. And that was the impression, that was the feeling that I got from this. So it was a very strange one.
It is, though. As you say, you don't sense beings, but you sense the craft, and you get that. It's a frequency exchange. You put the frequency out, you get a frequency back, and it does. It hits you in the heart space.
Yeah.
And it's just like, whoa, wow. And it is very reciprocal. It is a communication, but it's not a telepathic communication. It's more of an energetic exchange, almost. What would you say, Miles?
Yeah, as you were talking about, I just kind of had a little look in. I get a feeling of observing you and the feeling of that you're going on this journey, and this journey is gonna enlighten you. Yeah. Is what I'm getting, and it was the one. Okay, I've just been corrected again. It's observing you and seeing your energetically where you're going and who. Yeah, energetically is what I'm getting. Is what what it was doing. It was kind of observing you and seeing energetically how your vibrations are. Because when I do Reiki on people, you do feel people's vibrations, when you do clear things, and certain things like medical things. Obviously, I can't 100% say this.
You can't diagnose. Yeah,
I can't diagnose because I'm not medically trained.
You feel it though. You feel the energetic.
The thing is that when people get headaches or like just expected pain, when I've cleared people, it's actually their chakras what are blocked. Actually is the chakra is blocked, and once you clear the chakra and clear the energy, they're fine.
Yeah.
Or that's also the sign that when your chakra is blocked and you get a headache, that's kind of like, your chakra's blocked, you need to kind of clean this. Because when you do like meditation, you have to work with your chakras, because you can't work out in the vibration without not dealing with your chakras. Because if your chakras are not open, and people like, oh, I can't feel something, I can't do that. I'm like, well, because your chakra's closed, your third eye's closed.
Yeah.
You're not clearing it, you're not opening it. Okay, chakras do close and open day to day, but I'm like, if you don't clear a chakra, of course it's going to be closed. There's issues what you need to deal to kind of get there.
Yeah. Well, what I do now when I meditate, so when I put the music on, I just sat here at the desk. I put I don't always. Sometimes just have the speakers on, but a lot of the time I put the headphones on, so I've not got any distractions from anywhere else. And I'm gonna do it. So like when I used to go out clubbing, it's like there's a lot of. I'm very thingy with music. I don't listen to the music. I feel the music, and a lot of artists and musicians will say exactly the same thing. You can listen to music, and that's cheesy pop kind of stuff. When it's a particular type of beat or type of sound, you feel it. So what I draw that music in to hear, and breathe the sounds that you're hearing and feeling, and then that way it's inside, and I meditate with that. So not only have we got it coming through these, I can feel it inside the body.
Yeah.
And you get the full effect. And since I've learned that, for me, that's how I need to do it. You said about headaches. Rare I get headache. I only get headache on the computer too long, or I'm concentrate on something solid, and I don't take a break when I know I should. But I've had 2 painkillers that night. And then you need to have had since May, since January.
That's good.
I've only ever had 2 headache or painkillers since then.
Your audio is cutting in and out a bit, Andy.
Mine?
Yeah.
1 second.
I heard bits of it, but I didn't hear the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, is that any better?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Right.
You were cutting in and out a bit.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah. So I've not had headache. I've not taken painkillers since I've took 2 painkillers in about 10 months.
Wow.
But that's since I've been at this level of the meditation.
Yeah.
I still kind of get headache, but it lasts for a few minutes because I know how to clear it on a different level.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's not hard to do. It's hard to explain to someone how to do it because I think, like Miles was saying, it's individual.
Yeah.
Everyone has a different way of doing it, even though we're all pretty much the same. Not one thing that will work for me might not work for you two.
Yeah. So I do a bit of Reiki on myself. So.
Oh, did you have your Reiki treatment?
I have, yes. I've got my Reiki 2, so I'm up to 2. So I have my attunement.
I'm doing my Reiki 2 this February. No, sorry, next year.
Yeah,
because my teacher, she does. That's her side job, but her job, she is a gardener, so it really has to fit in with her gardening.
Yeah.
So when I do my level 2, I'll be in tune to my level 2 into my level attunement, and I can then start doing remote healing. Yeah. I'm just doing level 1s and then do level 2 and hopefully do level 4. But she's a nice teacher. She just says, you can go to another teacher, but she just advises that stay with her, with my teacher. She's just staying with her because that she just says you move on different teachers do it differently. So you get told to do it this way and you get told to do it another way. She just says, just stick with me. Because there's some teachers who just want the money.
Well, yeah, that's it. It. Mine, Dale, he doesn't. I don't think he does it anymore. Although I'd do my Reiki 3 with him. But brilliant teacher. Absolutely brilliant teacher. And he did it at below the cost of what normal people do because it's expensive. Let's face it. This field, spiritual, manifesting, high strangeness, ka-ching with people sometimes. And it's not about the money, people. That's
Have Have you had a look on things like Voucher? Sounds stupid, but you can get deals on learning how to remote view, how to do Reiki, how to do hypnosis.
I think
it sounds stupid, but I've checked it out, and you can get it for like $20.
What I'd say about Reiki is when you're learning to do Reiki, you have to be physically present for your attunement.
Yeah.
You can't just do it virtually, because energetically the Reiki teacher has to put in the symbols into you.
Yeah.
And that's what the teacher said. Doing energetically, they're not really putting symbols into you. They might be throwing at you energetically, but they're not working in your energetic field, which she said.
Yeah, I agree with that. I dreamt about the symbols on my attunement, and because obviously you don't know what they're putting into you, do you? So you don't. The next day when I came back, I drew it and I gave it to Dal, and he was like, "How did you know that?" I was like, "I was dreaming about this symbol all last night," and he was like, "That's the one, the Reiki one I put into you, sort of thing." And it's
when I did my attunement, I was literally afterwards the whole week. I was just so buzzy.
Yes.
Very giggly.
Yeah.
And because it's the high vibration you're now attuned to. And I was like, oh, I didn't want it to go. I was quite enjoying it.
Speaking of energy, though, like you were saying about different frequencies and you have to clear your chakras as well, I think as well, especially if you're open energetically, empathic in any way, you have to be very, very careful about the people around you. And the people you have in your life and in your just work, relationships, family, acquaintances, people down the shops, anything, because they can actually lower your vibration and keep you in that low vibrational state if you're absorbing that energy, if you're absorbing that chaos, if you're absorbing their stuff. So it's always good to ground and protect and just flush your energy out, especially if you come from a concert or something like that and you're feeling very energetically overwhelmed.
I've noticed that when I do bowing, my bowing teacher, when I was open, it was a couple weeks ago, when she told me off and I was doing something wrong, I immediately felt energetic, you're trying to push my vibration out. And I was like, I felt that.
But do you find, though, that when you are in company of said people, that you pick up on it straight away and you're like, because we can talk about this. I can't give, so me and Abby can talk about it. I can't give too much away.
Yeah.
The thing that we did the other week, and it was just...
Yeah.
And then I did the other thing, and it's like, I'm like, please don't let it just be me that's thinking this.
No.
And everyone else is like, yes, 100%. But that's what it was. It was like, so if I go into an area where this is going on, I pick up on it straight away.
You do.
I think it's because of the frequency that I'm now at, and I know why I'm at that frequency, and I know how long it took me to get here, that as soon as even if it's just a kilohertz frequency out of what I'm at, the only thing I can think of with sound, I pick up on it straight away, and it's like I can stay in the room, I can be with them people, that's not a problem, but I do not interact.
It drains the living
out of
you.
I don't put a wall up or anything like that. I just shut down from what's going on.
Yeah.
I become an NPC, NCP, whatever it is.
Grey rock.
I don't want to get involved with what's going on because I'm not having that change because I know it's not going to be good.
Yeah. And then when you... Oh, sorry. Miles.
You.
No, sorry, no, it's me. When you get out of that frequency or you detach from people that have a lower frequency, your frequency automatically just like back to yourself again. Yeah.
And also you do find when you walk for people, see people at lower vibration attract lower people at higher vibration attract higher people. When I was noticed, when I was walking with a person who was, let's just say, she's one of these people who was energetically draining me.
Yeah.
Like, just accept me like a battery. And I was like, I can't be around you because you're literally just draining me. And I have noticed when I did my Reiki, the people who are very negative in my life, I've kind of gone the opposite way. I've gone more with people at higher vibration. And the people who are negative, I've noticed have gone with people they've gone with negative vibrations. And I've gone totally away from them. And I don't talk to them now.
Yeah.
And what
it's like a boundary, isn't it? An energetic boundary.
Yeah. I still talk to them, but I don't interact like I would like with you guys, like with people in the chat. I don't interact at that. I'm going to use higher level because that's where it is.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like you said, it's probably the fourth dimension. That's how it feels. It's like a completely different.
Yeah. Because otherwise, if you spend too much time in their energy, you're up here, and you start coming down, and
you feel it.
I was going to say you can feel
your health. You get ill, you get fatigue, you get. I mean, I've got ME, so if I'm negative anyway, I'm on the floor.
Yeah.
So, but you find negative people attracted to positive people because they want their light.
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry, Andy.
I get absolutely effed off with them, and I'm like, nah, I'm not doing this. Not a chance. And this is why I think I love the job that I do, because I'm out on my own. Yeah, I still interact with people.
Yeah.
And certain people, you guys know what I do for a living. I'm not going to blast it out, but certain people.
He works for MLB.
When I talk to them, I can tell straight away what type of person they're going to be, so I know whether I can have a laugh with them or have a decent conversation. Others, it's just like, yeah, no, right, see you later. Just this, bye, gone. I don't wait for them to try and interact because I know it's going to be shit, basically.
Yeah. But you got to watch out for the ones that mimic a high vibration.
Yes,
like they
caught me off guard once, and now
they do, and it's too late. Then
why are you pretending to be a high vibration? You're not. You're low.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had a few that have tried to. I'm not going to name names from the channel at the beginning. Nobody that stayed long term, but there's certain people that tried doing that, and I didn't notice it because I was still learning. I was picking up on it, and other people were pointing it out. I'm like, no, you're wrong. And then it's like I took a step back and looked on it as an outsider. I'm like, yeah, you're right. So now I know what the calling signs are.
Yeah.
Things like that. Yeah, I'm not going to get it every single time. There's always going to be one or two that get through the net. But now it's like with us, if there's no, what's the word? Oh, it's gone. It was there. Energy. There's not the right energy. There's no chemistry. There's no not entertainment. What?
Spark?
Yeah, but no, it begins with I. I can't think where it is. The intent. Inspiration, yeah. There's no, we bounce off each other.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. We've got that. Yeah, sometimes I'll go quiet, you go quiet. But not often. But then I'm thinking of what I'm going to be saying next. But also it gives you chance and vice versa. So I hate trying to keep interrupt. But I know if I don't say it straight away, it's gone. Even if I write it down.
Yeah, I'm the same.
So I'm not doing it to talk over you. It's because if I don't say it there and then, it's gone forever. And that's all it is.
Same with me. Exactly the same. It comes into your head, it pings, and if you don't...
it's like hovering.
That's it, yeah. Yeah. We're on the same wavelength on that one.
Yeah, well, we're all on the same wavelength. We know where we're going and we know where we're at, and we know exactly how it's going to pan out.
We've got the same intent.
Yes, but then these people, there could be people that I've known for years, and it's like, it sounds horrible, but it's like, I really can't be arsed talking to you.
Done with the drama.
Yeah, because that's it. That's what it feels like. It feels like it's constant drama. There's always something going on. I'm not saying this about everyone. There are still people that I speak to quite a lot, and they do have stuff going on in their life, and it's not their fault that this is happening, but it's just they've been pulled into what is going on, and that it's for them to deal with, and not that. But I mean, I can't say too much because it would just I'll have no friends or family left, basically.
They'll have energetically blocked you.
Yeah, I'll stop there. But it works.
It does
because
work.
I still have like I said, I still have contact with all these people, but we don't go down the rabbit holes. It's just mundane, normal, everyday conversation.
Yeah, energy. Yeah. But it is. I mean, we are energy. We are tuning forks. So we live in an energetic universe. It's not solid. Quantum physics has told us this. We do not live in. It's just a more dense vibration is what we think of as solid. So it is. We are all frequency.
If everybody did Reiki, the world will be a better place because you'll be healing yourself constantly. But also, Reiki is not really accepted in the general society. Like, scientists look at it and kind of go, well, there's no actual kind of proof. And it's like, well, if you kind of stuck at it and looked at it, there is proof out there. But it's still that kind of stigma of like, because like technology hasn't advanced to that point where they can kind of, look at it energetically. And also like, Reiki does help a lot of people. And it's like, why can scientists kind of like, I know there's scientists, they're based on like just science. The thing is, we're not at that technology. Our technology is not that kind of advanced yet to kind of, do the really in-depth studies just to kind of, prove scientists that Reiki is a thing. But Reiki, it helps so many people. Yeah. I know there's some NHS would do allow Reiki, but they have to be careful because they can't call it a medical therapy because no actual scientific proof.
It's a complementary treatment, isn't it? It's a holistic,
And I'm like, really, we just need to kind of say, Reiki is energetic healing and it helps people.
Yeah.
And it does, because now people who I've done healing on, my parents, my dogs, other people, they have best night's sleep ever. Their pains are gone.
Yeah.
They can't get over how it's really like they feel like they're young again. Like I've done a person who was like 70 and she just has really bad arthritis. That went. And it was all because her heart chakra was blocked.
Yeah.
I cleared it and I did healing on my feet and I cleared the energy away from her. I disposed of it. And her guide was there, but her guide was watching but not really helping. And I think because I was clearing it all and he was just watching, I cleared it, got over it, and she said my arthritis are gone. So my pain's gone, my legs, and the next day she phoned me up and said my arthritis is gone. It's just been removed, and I went, you had a blockage. I cleared it.
And a lot of that can come from trauma as well, because you store trauma in the body.
Yes.
You do.
So I mean, everyone. Sorry, no one is immune to trauma. Everybody has had trauma in their life. So and you store it in your body. You do. You do. I mean, if you do energetic movement, there is the movements that you can do to actually release it from your body. And it's like you tell people to do that, and then the next day they're like, "Oh my God, I was just feeling so overwhelmed with emotion." It's like, yes, because it's no longer trapped in your body. You are feeling it. You are letting it go. You have to release it. You cannot keep it trapped. Otherwise, that leads to, again, blockages in your life, blockages in your health, blockages in how you treat people and interact with people, and you can become quite toxic yourself without that unhealed trauma.
Yeah.
So the blockages, I mean, dis-ease, that's where it comes from, isn't it? Your body is at dis-ease.
I mean, when I did Reiki, all my traumas came to the surface because I never dealt with them. And once I cleared it, when I was healing, it cleared, it got released, and I was much better. But because the Reiki teacher said, because you never dealt with it, you just buried it. And when you then started healing, it came to the surface and it released itself. So like, when you giggle, it's actually you're giggling and it's releasing that energy. Because I used to giggle when I was healing, and I was like, I don't have no clue why I'm giggling. He said, you're releasing it. You're giggling, releasing that energy, and it's being dispersed. And I do Reiki every time before I go to bed. And I do it every day because I have to every day. If I don't every day, I know it sticks there, and I'm like, if someone's had a bad day or someone's had a bad day in my family, it kind of moves itself, doesn't it? And it kind of you get half of it. And I feel much better when I did my Reiki. Yeah. And clearing myself and clearing other people.
Yeah.
Because when I was doing it, I could feel like someone. My grandma's dog had an underlying condition problem, and when I was clearing him and going through all the chakras, what I kind of felt was that there was a connection between his throat chakra with his kidneys, and there was like a link there. And once I cleared that, he also got better.
Kidneys. It's anxiety. That's where you store anxieties in your kidneys. Which is
he got better.
Yeah.
So I was just sorry.
Sorry, go on. Don't carry on. Sorry, I thought you stopped.
That was why he was there. And he knew about it. Dogs knew. Yeah. He knew I was doing it. He just let me. Like when I finished, he looked at me like, "Thank you for that," but not smiling. But
yeah. It's funny you should say that. You were giggling during my intument. I couldn't stop coughing. And Dal said you've got a blocked throat chakra. You're not voicing your truth. You're keeping your, and I wasn't at the time, and I haven't been recently, but I am now. So it is with me. It is the throat chakra.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Question for you. So I said I don't know Reiki. I don't really know that much about it. I know roughly what it is and kind of how it works. But do you believe that you can self-heal without learning Reiki? Because there's a couple of things that both of you guys have said. So you were saying about blockages and all that.
Yeah.
Since I started going deeper with the meditation, I'm kind of like pushing a lot of stuff out.
Yeah.
So I said I've not took painkillers I've took 2 in nearly 12 months. Just little things like that. I know I've changed my diet and everything, but I'm not going into that now. But then, like Miles was saying, he starts laughing. So I'll be doing something, and I'm like, oh my God, it's this. And then straight away, and I'll just be sat here like a nutter, just laughing to myself. And I have no reason why, but I feel so much better for it during and after. It's like, it's kind of like there's something has happened. I can't explain what, but inside I can feel what's gone on. And that's what it feels like all the time. Some days I have like you say, I'm not in a bad mood, but I'm a bit sort of thing. So do you think that then could be a block? And that's why I'm feeling like that? Because it'll take a couple of days for me to get rid of that and feel back to the higher frequency again. Yeah. I kind of don't feel like myself.
It can be a block within yourself. It could be the fact that you've been in somebody else's energy, or someone else is. You don't even have to be in their physical energy if they're just thinking crap about you. Basically, that can put that negative energy. Where intention goes, energy follows.
Yeah.
It's definitely a practice, and you can open and heal yourself. You just have to be asked to be a clear and open channel. Obviously, ground and protect.
Yeah.
before you open.
Well, I just do it. I don't.
Yeah, but you can
works.
you can ask for energetic healing yourself, and it with Reiki, I think Miles will agree with me. You're not the healer; you're the channel for the energy. It's got nothing. You're just the conduit. You're just the big fleshy bit, basically, to complete the circuit. So
Right.
yeah.
You're just channeling divine energy.
Yeah.
Through you.
But can you channel and find energy in yourself to then self-heal?
Yeah. When you're doing Reiki, you're healing yourself, but it's going through you, and then it's going to the other person. So you're actually getting healing while it's going through you. You're not diluting it. It's just as it's going through you, it's healing you as well. So you can be a more clear conduit or a more effective conduit.
So I'm kind of doing that, but being a bit selfish with it because I'm not sharing it out to anybody else. I'm just doing it for me.
Well, that's not being selfish. That's you looking after yourself energetically. If you want to go into energy healing then and do it for other people, then go for some Reiki training or some energy healing training and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and send remote healing, sending healing to people and things like that. Again, it's all about intention and focus. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to do it, find a teacher who is not in it for the money.
Yes.
Find a teacher who's basically doing it I can't speak. Don't find teachers doing it for the money. Find someone who really wants you to excel in life. Really wants you to kind of, okay, you're doing Reiki and really, see you on that energetic path.
Yeah.
Really and truly, find a good teacher.
Thank you.
For anyone in life, really, be with people that build you up, not tear you down.
No.
Yeah.
Don't.
And that's what I was saying before. It's for me now. It's easy to walk away from that, but I can do it in a way where I'm not I don't think I'm making it too obvious. I probably am, but I just.
I'm taking a detachment to a whole new level, so I'm right there with you.
Yeah, but
I don't know if you, Abby, have you? When I've done quite a lot of healing on people, I've always seen, not always, either their guide or a spiritual person with them. I had spiritual people who have actually interacted and did healing as well.
Yeah.
But when I did healing, like this feeling of like they come into the room and the person who's doing it doesn't tell me at the time because like we don't want to disturb you when you're doing your Reiki. And I went, no, it's fine. You feel it, they feel it.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there healing this person, getting rid of their energy. Not energy, but their chakras were closed. One of them was open, actually, but it kind of moved. So I had to kind of realign it back in.
Yeah.
And I was doing it all, and I just noticed this energetic being just stood here. I think it was one of their family members, and he was just kind of, healing. It didn't really bother me because you get used to it.
Okay.
And she said afterwards, I was so relaxed, and she was literally zoned out. Like she was totally not with me at all. And she said, I met my deceased husband who came in and was healing her.
Oh, lovely. Oh.
And I was like, I didn't know that. I knew it was a man.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that. But apparently she said, it was my deceased husband who came in. And I was like, I was a little bit emotional. I was like,
beautiful, actually.
It is. It's really cute.
You do, though. I've received, healing, and I don't practice that much. I must admit, I should really do it more because, it should be something I should get back into because I haven't really done any on myself for ages. I'm starting to get back into it now, starting to do back into my energetic work this week and all the rest of it, looking after my field. But you do when you're lying there, I say on the table, on the Reiki bed, so to speak, and someone is like doing Reiki on you, you can feel more than one energy around you, and you can feel, because obviously Reiki is hands-on. There's energetic healings where they don't put hands on, and then there is hands-on healing. And, you know, they're up here doing work, and then all of a sudden you feel something on your feet and touching your feet or down by your legs, and you feel other entities or other spirits coming in around you. And some of it's guides, some of it's, I don't know, higher masters, I don't know. But as you say, some of it is family. And sometimes when you go on these meditation journeys and all the rest of it, and when I keep going on, because my health's a bit up and down with the MA, but normally when I go on these meditation journeys, people are like, oh, I've been off to this, and I've been off to this, and I've been off to this. And I said, I've just laid on a table and just had loads of white beings just giving me healing, which is great.
Yeah, great.
I'll take that. So when I do stuff like that, I end up normally going for healing myself. So it's strange, isn't it? They kind of know what you need.
Oh yeah, as soon as I literally start, when I turn my Reiki on, or I haven't had it yet when they appear, but when I get my tingly feety, because that's when that's the sign for me, I need to ground myself.
Yeah.
I'll be doing, I'll turn Reiki on, and then like, oh, there's a spirit here, there's a guide here. And I'll be doing it, I'll be sitting in my room, because I do it in my room, and like you get like orbs, like just all signs just appear. And the energy changes, but not for a bad reason, for a really good reason. I'll be sitting, I'll be doing it, and yeah, they just come in. And then very interesting, when I stop and turn it off, they go out.
Yeah.
They leave. And yeah, and I haven't done healing on me yet, but when I've always done healing, without a doubt, there's always something energetically in the room with me.
Definitely, yeah. All the time, yeah. And it's not a bad thing. It's a good energy. It is just this beautiful energy of healing. You just can't describe it. It's
can't describe it. I can't sit there and think, can you just stay here the rest of the night? Don't go, just stay.
I'll have some nice dreams then. That'd be great.
Yeah, just stay with me.
But speaking of grounding as well, earthing now, that is something that everybody can do, which is brilliant for the body. It sorts out the electrical system. There's actually studies now where people have actually looked at blood under the microscopes, and before people have earthed and grounded, which is basically taking your shoes off and socks off and standing either on like bare earth, grass, sand, you know, and you neutralize your body's electro field straight away. And then you're looking at the blood under before and after grounding, and all your blood's like flowing free instead of all clumped up, and like, yeah, it's such a powerful and good practice to do, especially if you're feeling discombobulated spiritually as well. Brilliant to ground out and just visualize like a waterfall of energy, just literally pouring over you, through you, and then neutralizing that energy into the ground.
Yeah, and it's really, really good that when I've done Reiki on people who've come out of surgery, and it's sped up their healing process.
Yeah, and
they've seen their, like, when they haven't had Reiki, the healing process has been long.
Yeah,
when I've started healing them, I've noticed like their progress is beginning to get quite fast. Not Dixie fast, but it's getting faster. And as I carry on healing, it gets faster and faster and faster. That's when I first noticed it, when I was first, after my 6 months of doing it on me, now to do it on people. And that's when I did it on my close family. I then noticed that it was like you're healing really fastly. Every time I keep doing Reiki, your body is healing really quickly. That was amazing.
So what have our listeners had experiences with healing? Has anyone got any questions or had any experiences or felt anything in the room with them when they've been having healing?
We'll soon find out. But I'm going to put this picture up because somebody is asking what a wheelie bin is. So Shelley doesn't know, so I've got this.
Oh,
there you go. Plastic bin with 2 wheels on the back.
Oh, you've got green ones.
We get green, blue, black with blue lids, brown. Depends whereabouts in the country and what you're putting in it. So we do recycling, glass, paper, card, aluminum. Can't say the English way. Wood.
Aluminium.
Can't say it. I don't bother. Aluminum. It's easier.
It's like me. I can't say specific.
There you go.
Be more specific.
Specific. So I can say that. So between us, we can actually string a sentence together. No struggle saying that then.
So do you think this energy work, healing, and all the rest of it, that actually factors into the UFO phenomenon as well? Is that kind of same kind of frequency, do you think, Miles?
I would say, yeah. I mean, when I've done my healing, I've had my guide come in, who was a play alien, who I met her when I did my entombment. She comes in and she just blasts me with this really well, what I see is blue energy, but really high vibration. She just blasts me and I'm like, wow, that took me off my guard. But she did the, what I saw was the 2 stars and a Reiki symbol.
Yeah.
And then learned it was the power symbol, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense, because it was literally like, oh.
It's I
can't describe it. I know it's the power symbol. I've had that. Beings have literally come in, like ET beings have came in as I'm doing healing, either help the healing or interact in some way, either by communicating with you or, just letting them know you're there. But they do come in when I've done healing on people. They do come in and they do help healing wise.
Yeah,
it's all down to that fact. It's it's all because the energy I'm doing. It's all because I'm healing you. I'm getting rid of all of that, and they come in to kind of assist. Basically, they come in to help.
Yeah.
But do you think though, because the frequencies that you're using at the same time, you're doing a CE5 without actually knowing you're doing it?
I probably am, but because I'm so focused on people.
Yeah, you're not looking at.
I do notice I go up really high in vibration, but obviously because I'm healing people, I'm more focused on clearing their chakras.
Yeah.
So you can't get a glimpse, but I have noticed I go really high in vibration, and that's when I have those experiences when I start seeing beings. That's probably the exact same thing as like a contact, C5 contact, but I'm not focused on with the contacts. I'm more clearing people's chakras. So,
right, can I just jump in with astral projection?
We
spoke about this before. So I keep trying to do it, and I use the Bluetooth blindfold. So it cuts everything else out, and I listen to isochronic tones. But I tried it the other day without it. I literally shut my eyes, and I could feel the vibration inside. But I cannot get past that stage. I fall asleep
in the body.
I fall asleep and then nothing until I wake up. I don't ever remember dreaming. I have no thoughts from when it happened. The last thing I remember is the vibrating, and then whatever time I wake up.
It's the ego. It's the body stopping itself. It's like, oh, this is weird. Oh, it kind of like interrupts and
probably.
Yeah. Not ego as in, oh, I'm big-headed, but it's that part of your body that goes. Yeah.
I
can't get past that either. Don't worry.
I haven't. I know people. I've seen people who can literally, in daytime, they can just, I think, at will, just do it. I've done it when I'm sleeping, not actually at will. I've literally done it when I'm sleeping, but that's the only time I've actually done it. I can't get it on cue.
I've done it once. I've done it once, and that's where I touched this building. And as soon as I realised what was going on, I felt myself flying backwards. And the next thing, I'm sitting up in bed. I remember the smell, the air, the feel of the brickwork, the people I was with. It was all real, and that is the only time that I can recall that I ever did it.
Yeah,
but that That was just the...
Yeah.
I've
been
done
taken
it.
out, but I've never done it myself.
No, I've done it. When I've had healing, Reiki healing on me, I actually reject. I literally just thump. And apparently, when it happened first time, it's because I had trauma, and it was like a scapegoat, just to kind of leave the body and go into the spiritual world.
Disassociate.
I've had, But once I started healing, clearing, that kind of stopped.
Yeah.
Was it Daryl's just said I like the grounding that...
Yeah, well, you take your shoes off.
I can see now. The grounding, taking off your shoes, sitting outside. It is absolutely brilliant and so good for you as well. So good for you. I recommend, I mean, if you don't do it every day, at least a couple of times a week.
But I find as well...
Takes the inflammatory out your body.
But even with wearing shoes, like walking on the pavement, on concrete, sidewalk, wherever you are, just walking, I walk across people's gardens, and if they moan, they moan. But it's just standing on the grass, on natural ground, even with shoes on, makes a massive difference.
It does, but you've got rubber soles, so that actually interrupts hence why soles are rubber, because they don't want us to ground out. Again, Big Pharma wants us nice and healthy.
But as soon as I step on the grass, it's one of the best feelings ever.
It is, yeah. Take your shoes off.
So I was just going to say, if I do get seen cutting across the grass, I go, I hope you don't mind me cutting across the grass. I'm just feeling a bit lazy today. And they're like, no, you're fine. So no one's actually moaned about me doing it yet.
Yeah, I was just reading the comments. Someone just put it's the location of Rendlesham Forest. Well, the way I could say it's near Woodbridge, where the forest is. It's in between two derelict bases. So that's where the forest is. It's in between those two. That's the best I can describe.
But,
I'm not really names.
But technically, though, Rendlesham, at one point, all these forests were connected.
Yeah.
Because most of Rendlesham was put up in the 40s, 50s, where they planted all the trees?
Well, there's an ancient site. There's an ancient tumuli, standing stones that are no longer there. The tumulus has been eroded down, so it is an ancient site. And these ancient sites are full of this high strangeness anyway.
But then surely it had trees before, and then they've been cut down or they've been taken down for whatever reason, and then they've just replanted different trees in there. But you've got where Woodbridge is, because you've got Sutton Hoo, just literally down the road from there. But all that is forest area. And then you've got all the... It's like all fernlands. Yeah. Call it.
Like pine and stuff.
Yeah. So it's all like a plain and forest, and it's all connected. Somewhere it's all connected.
So where are these stones? This is the first time I've heard that Rendlesham had stones in the forest.
I don't know where they are. I interviewed John Hanson, ex-CID officer who's written so many books on UFOs and stuff like that. He's got a massive archive. He's got the biggest independent archive in the UK. Absolutely top bloke. And he wrote 2 books on Rendlesham, The Holt Perspective 1 and 2. So he's definitely, I can give you his contacts. He's definitely worth getting in contact with, but he's done a lot of research on Rendlesham and investigated there as well. And he found that there was ancient sites within the forest, which would make sense. But if you guys are going to Rendlesham, I'm there. It's somewhere I've always wanted to.
I've never been to Rendlesham.
Three of us C5ing it. It'll be like
never been.
You've never
like Stephen King Close Encounters.
Because I live quite close to the forest, so it's quite easy for me to go to the forest. And it is, I'd say it's definitely an ancient forest.
Yeah.
When you do start doing consciousness communication, you do get activity.
Yeah.
I do find weekly, some weeks you don't get nothing. And then weekly you get something. But really the forest, there is there is activity there.
Yeah.
Bit kind of chilled down.
I've never not been and not had anything go on. Whether we've had weird stuff happen, whether it's paranormal or what, I couldn't be 100%. But it's not your everyday. It's not stuff that had happened walking down the street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's always something that's happened, which is like, well, that's a bit weird, or it's like, wow, that was pretty amazing. So.
I'm there, guys. Literally, I will teleport if I have to. I've done Wiltshire, obviously Dartmoor. Dartmoor's on my doorstep, I can go to Dartmoor a lot. So, and that's
they do the walks at Rendlesham once a month.
Yeah,
there's a group who does it, but I'm more than happy whenever you are free to take you down to the forest and show you where the areas are, because I've grown up there, and I've camped for 7 years, so I knew the forest back of my hand. So whenever you're free, I can take you down and I can show you the forest.
Yeah, I'd love it.
There we go. There's an offer you can't refuse.
Thank you so much. I'm there.
Unfortunately, we are at the end of the show. We're at the 2-hour mark.
Already.
So thank you both. I know it's gone so fast. So thank you both so much for coming on.
Miles, it's been absolutely amazing to meet you and talk to you today.
Amazing to meet you too.
Definitely.
And always amazing to talk to you, Andy. Sorry, I didn't mean to leave you out.
It's all right. I'm used to it. Don't worry. It's fine. So, but
really.
Yeah, we'll sort out going to Rendlesham.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to be able to go until November.
Well, that's fine.
I'm booked up for a bit. Yeah.
I'm saying November. It's the 17th of October, so there's only 2 weeks left of this month anyway.
Yeah. Where's this month gone?
It's scary.
But
where's this year gone?
It is. Well, wait till next year. It's going to get even better.
Yeah.
But I will be talking about that next Wednesday when I'm allowed. I can give you the full details of everything that is going to be going on at the end of next year, towards the end of next year.
All I'm saying is, you know what we're doing next week? You're so dressing up.
I have.
It's nothing dodgy, by the way, guys.
There you go.
It sounded a bit dodgy.
Out there.
Yeah. So I do.
Not that kind of channel.
No. That completely threw me. I've gone. Yeah. So
you've got going on next year.
So next year there's something big happening. A big announcement. That is now set in place, and it's gonna be different. That's all I'm gonna say.
Are we talking about spiritually or
physically? No, this is something that I'm involved with. Me and somebody else, and we have gone sorting this thing out, and it's now happening, and we are just putting everything in place, and basically it's going to be fucking amazing. And if it's not, don't hold me to that. I never said that. That's something everybody made me say it.
Is it going to hit like the news channels or?
Oh no! Oh, it's not going to be that good. No.
Damn it!
It might.
We do that.
But you know what though? It might do.
It might be.
If you pay the media enough money, then yeah.
I'll be honest with you, it's something like that does need to kind of hit the media at the minute.
We visualised it. It's going to work. We've set it all out. We've got all the parameters and the foundations and everything. We know exactly how it's going to pan out. And that's all I'm saying on it now. But you will find out next week. But if you do not already do so, if you go on here, so it's a Facebook page called Nocturne Events UK.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not a lot on there now, but next Wednesday at about 7 p.m, you will find out exactly what it is that's going on.
Ooh.
So then on next week's show, I can actually talk about it, if not before. But we've signed our own NDAs, so we've promised that we're not going to say anything. Even though I have spoke about it before, I'm hoping you've all forgot.
So you're just going to tease us with it until next week now and just leave us there?
No, that's it. That's it. I'm not going to say anything else on it. So next Wednesday, we've got Flip Searles from the US. The Flip is a guy that does Dead Is Not the End.
Ah.
So he's coming on to talk about what he does.
Yeah.
And then next Friday, we may or may not have a guest. Not sure yet. Next Saturday, we are doing a recording for a special. That's how I'm going to say on that. But don't forget, next Saturday night, Sunday morning, 25th, 26th, the clocks go back in the UK. They don't go back in the US until the 2nd of November.
Yeah.
So our guest on the 29th, so a week on Wednesday, we're going to be going out at 4:30 EST, 3:30 Central, and 1:30 Pacific time. So you need to remember. So it's just one that's going out at that time. Oh, and the Halloween special, which is pre-recorded and going out on the 31st. That's going to be an hour earlier for you guys in the US. And that is all I'm going to be talking about. Other than in 3 weeks' time, we're doing our first official Paranormal pizza. Yes.
My lips are sealed.
But that's a good fit. But I need to talk to you about that in a minute anyway. So,
okay. I was going to say, I thought you were going to throw the gong at me then.
No. I can do if you want.
Go on, then. Give us a gong.
Do you want a gong, Miles?
Yeah.
Give us a gong, Bath.
Oh, God, I can't do a gong.
You are going to get both. You're going to get the... So that gong is going to be making an appearance a lot more than me talking about pterodactyls, put it that way. So that is everything. So have a wonderful weekend, everyone. I'm doing a podcast on Monday that's going out in America. I think it's live. It's going out on a radio show or something, I think. I'm not 100%. But I should find out the details of that over the weekend. And if I do, I will share it with you. And yes. And then our last guest for this year is going to be on the 10th of December. After that, there'll be no more guests on a Wednesday. It's all going to be on a Friday, and it's going to be more like this.
Yeah.
But it's going to be mixed up and everything. So read the description on the channel. If you don't already, please can you subscribe to the channel? It's free. If you want to become a member, there's going to be a lot more members only on Fridays. So it'll either be members only chat or members only views. And that is pretty much it. I have nothing else to add. Anything you guys want to add before we shut down?
I'm good.
Probably about the mermaids we talked about earlier, but never got to ask because I totally forgot.
That's fine. That's fine. Because
she's sitting up there. Look.
I've got an idea. Yeah. Right. You guys don't go anywhere when we end this because I've got a thought for you both. So leave it. That's it. Right. So I'm going to end this now. Thank you, Nickname, for eventually being able to get into the chat because she's got a new phone. Darren for doing the modding. Og doing the modding. Chiro Sounds. Thank you for coming on. And Blazer, who's the new moderator. I don't know if he's still there because it's stupid o'clock in America, like in the afternoon. And that's it. So we're going to end it now. We'll be back on here next Wednesday with Flip Searles. Maybe a guest on the 24th. I know that this person is gone away for a week or so. So that's probably why they've not replied. And then everything else will be aired and you'll all find out exactly what is going on. So that's it. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend. And we'll see you guys very, very soon. And please subscribe, because I'm sick of watching the numbers go down, then go up to, and go down and go up to. It just does me head in.
YouTube unsubscribes people for some reason. They're yes. I can't say what it is because we don't want to get deplatformed, but yes.
It does. Yeah. And then it'll drop like 4 or 5 people, and then eventually you see it all set, but it doesn't show you who they are, so you can't even work out or contact these people to let them know. Some of them have probably just thought, this is a load of crap, I'm not even bothering watching this anymore, which you get. But just keep a steady flow of it going up. Please.
Share the love.
Visualize it. That's it. Right, gonna go. See you later. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.